trek has been a truly amazing experience for me. One thing that hit me emotionally and spiritually was being able to almost feel the presence of my ancestors.
And so throughout the trek this week, I've had several spiritual experiences along the trail, and getting testimony about the church just helped me realize that pioneers really did have a lot of faith and they did struggle throughout.
And it's just amazing to me how much the pioneers sacrificed for the church. And it kind of encouraged me to just sacrifice the little things that our prophet today is asking us.
I do not know your name. You've been respected in all of my shows. What is your name? You said that.
I have to tell you that in preparation for this trek, I did not want to actually come. I was wrong. This trek was the greatest camp out or hike I've ever been on. It was a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, can't say I enjoyed the dust, but I can say that it was the greatest experience I've ever had. That if you have faith and you put your trust out there, it might not always work out, but usually it does. And I'm just gonna say that I had to really have a lot of faith to really come here because, again, I didn't think it'd be that great.
There is joy in service. My little sister Talia, she sprained her ankle real bad, and she did not want to ride in our cart. She was fighting as hard as she could, but we picked her up and we put her in our cart and we pulled her, and I thought, I think she was scared that it would be harder, but it really wasn't. I loved serving her and I felt joy, and I knew that the Lord was there pushing us with her.
And I think this trek has really helped me to know that the pioneers can walk all the way to Utah, so I can do these things that the prophets have asked us to do.
And I can really feel the presence of God while we're doing the devotionals, while we're doing this testimony meeting. I want to thank you all for that and bear my testimony that I know the church is true and that we're in the right place.
I'm so grateful for a gospel and a church with such a rich heritage, such great history. That is amazing, and I never really appreciated it until this trek. And so I'm so grateful for this experience. hope for even more because I didn't hope for very much.
It was wonderful walking and laughing and crying with every single one of you and knowing that there really is joy in the journey and that we really are heading towards home in many more ways than just one.
And it's like when we got the babies on the first day. But as we carried them along the trail, they kind of represented something, just like the young and the children that the pioneers had to carry. And I thought of my little siblings, they're not very little anymore. The reality of losing a child.
And I know as a father, this is my child. It's not just that we're burying him, we're leaving him.
Yesterday, when we were doing the women's pool, my brothers, Charlie and Preston, were up there watching me. And as soon as I got to the top on that very first one, my brother Preston kind of got up there and shoved me out of the way and started pushing it for me. And at first I was like, hey, wait a minute, that was mine. But then later I was thinking about it and I was like, after all that I could do, to get up there, I was asked to do that and I did it to the best of my ability. And when I couldn't push it anymore, my brother came and did it for me. And that's what Jesus does. He's our brother and he's our friend. And he loves us so much that he will push our handcart for us.
And when we were waiting at the top of the hill at the women's pool, I didn't know what I was going to see when the girls came around the corner, but what I saw was smiling faces.
My neck. Oh! No! You guys, no! You go right. Guys, I got it. You got it.
He's the one that carries our bag up. He's the one that pulls us onto the big rock that we can't quite reach.
lot of times we don't see that in ourselves, and we can just take a minute to try to imagine how great we can be.